everybody, it's Olivia. So today I'm going to be filming a freshman advice video. So I had you guys comment on my Instagram like topics and questions that you wanted me to answer in this video. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. And this is also a collab video with one of my friends on YouTube named Callie. I seriously love her videos so much, and I know you guys will too. So make sure to subscribe to her down below. I'll link her channel and her video and all of that. She's filming an advice video on how to be happy, so make sure to check it out. And again, she's super sweet and super nice and super pretty, so make sure to subscribe. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get on into the questions. Brooke asked me to talk about making friends and is it true that people are going to change? First of all, it's definitely true that people are going to change, and they can change in a good way and a bad way. Change isn't always going to be bad, and a lot of the times, even if your friends like personality wise change, like you can still stay friends with them, if that makes sense. I definitely know that I changed a lot throughout high school, like just looking back on old videos and stuff. I definitely think people start to figure out who they want to be in high school and stuff. And even if you and like your friend change a lot and you guys end up not being friends anymore, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because that probably means that you're going to make new friends, and you know, you can meet your like best friend after that. So people do change, but I wouldn't worry about it because everything happens for a reason. And my advice for making friends is definitely try to go out of your comfort zone on the first day of school. I would recommend like at least talking to one person in each class, because by the end, like say you have like, I don't know, 7 or 8 classes, like you'll already have 7 or 8 people that you somewhat know. And like if people around you in class are talking, then feel free to talk to them. And like a lot of people say, don't be afraid to like join in on sports or clubs and stuff like that, but do not go overboard, because like academics do like get harder in high school and more important. So join clubs, but don't like stretch yourself too thin, I guess I would say. Brooklyn asks, are the older kids mean to you? And honestly, no, upperclassmen are not just going to be rude to you for no reason. Like as long as you're being a nice and like fun person to be around, like you'll be good. I mean, if you're being like loud and obnoxious in the hallways or like talking to your friends in the hallways, like obviously they might not be the happiest with you. But I mean, not just upperclassmen, like anyone would be like that. Someone asked me to talk about dating, and at my school, personally, dating wasn't like a huge thing, but I know some of my friends who go to other schools where I live, like dating is a huge thing, so it really depends on your school. But my advice to you is just not worry about it. Like if you find someone that you would like to date, like, and they like you, then go for it. But don't go around like trying to find someone to date just to be cool, or like to get a date to homecoming or something like that. Like me personally, I would only date someone if I'm very interested in them. I'm not just going to date to date, because I mean, I'd rather be working on myself during that time and like not devoting a bunch of my time to a person. McKenna asks, which classes did you take and which ones were harder than others? I took honors bio, honors English, honors geometry, and contemporary issues my freshman year. For me personally, I hated biology, but a ton of my friends loved it, and a ton of my friends thought it was super easy. I personally am not very good at science, so it really depends on, you know, what you're good at and stuff like that. And then pretty much everyone I know hated geometry. Literally, geometry was the worst. Nobody understood it. It was just a bad class. Carol asks, is there a lot of bad homework? And I love you so much. I love you so much too. And for me, I thought some of the homework was hard, but I think the hardest part about the homework was that you have to motivate yourself to do it, because in a ton of the classes that I've taken in high school, like homework counts for almost nothing, and the majority of your grade is based on your tests and quizzes and stuff like that. So the hardest part was motivating myself to do homework, even though it wasn't for a grade. But in order to do well on tests and stuff, like you have to do it. So yeah. Amber asks, did you ride the bus? I'm worried about the bus because my stop is usually last and there are no seats. I rode the bus freshman year and part of sophomore year, and I was worried about the exact same thing. I was like, what if all the seats are full, or what if I have to sit next to a stranger or something? I was like the third to last stop on my bus, so I understand where you're coming from. On my bus though, there were always open seats, and if there weren't open seats, like I would just sit next to someone that seems nice, and then, you know, either talk to them, or if you don't really feel comfortable talking to them, then you can just like put headphones in and stuff. Don't stress too much about it, because I mean, if you're really close to your school, then you'll probably only be on the bus for like 10 minutes more, so it's only 10 minutes. Ella asks, how to survive going to a brand new school where you don't know anyone? Well, first of all, for the majority of high schools, like 2 or 3 or 4 middle schools come together, so I mean, you're not the only one that's not gonna know a lot of people. So like they're not gonna know a lot of people either. So just like I said, talk to people around you, and I actually came from a totally different school. Whenever I went into high school, I came from a private school, and I met other people that came from different schools, not private, but like other public schools that weren't in our district. And if you like move somewhere new, then you can like maybe try to get to know your neighbors a little bit, and maybe your neighbors will go to the same school as you do, and then they can introduce you to people. And definitely keep an open mind about everyone you meet. Like, a lot of my friends that I made at my school, like, I did not expect to be friends with, and my first impression of them was like a lot different from like my impression of them now. Nicole asked about going to your different classes and like finding your classes. Usually at least like a week before school starts, like the school's offices are open. So I just went into my school's office and asked them if I could look around the school and stuff, and some schools have like maps to them, and so I just like found my classes like a couple days before school started, so I knew where I was going on the first day. So if your school is open and they would let you do that, then I would definitely recommend it. So Ella wanted me to talk about drama, and for me personally, drama was so much better in high school. Like, I got into probably like one little incident like a year with a person, but that was pretty much it. And in middle school for me, like, there was drama every single day. Like, it was ridiculous. And I think a lot of it had to do with people that I hung out with, so definitely choose people that aren't going to be like talking behind people's backs, or like people that like to start drama are not good people to be friends with. So just try to find people that are nice and like to stay drama free, I guess. Megan asked, what do you do about teachers that you don't get along with? Usually if you don't like a teacher, a lot of your classmates won't like the teacher either. So yeah, your whole class will probably be complaining about that teacher throughout the year, and you guys will get through it together, and after the year's over, you're done with them, you won't have to see them again, and just try to get through it. Carly asks how to balance time between schoolwork and friends, and I guess I'll say how to balance between school, YouTube, and friends, because I didn't have a job freshman or sophomore year. I think the major thing is dedicating certain times to certain things. So for me, during the school week, from pretty much like Monday through Thursday, I would dedicate that to school. Like, I wouldn't hang out with people, and I would just try to stay focused on like my schoolwork. And then Friday nights and Saturdays, I would just hang out with my friends and stuff. And then on Sundays, I would split that between YouTube and school. And also, if I didn't have like any homework on a certain school day, then I would just do YouTube that day, if that makes sense. Also, a big thing is learning to say no to things, which I was really bad at. And then I would end up cramming like to the last minute to do my homework and stuff like that. Kayla asks how to deal with friends leaving and changing. Love your channel so much, Liv. Thank you so much. And honestly, like, it's definitely hard to like lose a friend, but don't think of it as like losing a friend. Just like, you guys are on two separate paths, and if someone else's life is taking them this way and you don't really want to go down that road, then it's okay. There are so many people in high school to get to know, so don't just limit yourself to certain people. If you stop being friends with someone, likely someone new is going to come up, like I said, and it's not always a bad thing to lose a person, because that can lead you to a lot better things. Becca asks, is high school anything like it is in the movies? And I would definitely say no. There aren't people walking around shoving you into lockers, or like, you know, dumping you into trash cans. And there aren't like crazy exclusive cliques. Like, people aren't just going to be rude for no reason, and I feel like people are a little bit more mature, at least from middle school. So yeah guys, that was basically my freshman advice video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them down below, and I'll try to respond to any like questions I haven't answered yet. But yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and again, make sure to check out Callie's channel down below and her video, and subscribe to her. But yeah, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye guys.